Hello, everyone. We are so glad to have you back at our Courageous Leadership with Virginia Prodan. We love to encourage you and train you to live a life of courage and a life of significance and success. A life that was a long time ago, from the beginning of this earth, established by God in your life. Do you know that? You are unique. Nobody will ever be born or live like you because God creates unique person and personalities, not copies. You are unique. You are created to live a life of significance and success in Christ's power. You are here for a reason, for a purpose. And as you agree with God, as you take Him by hands and let Him pour His wisdom in you, power, and open doors for you, He will do amazing things in your life. I am very convinced of that. I'm talking from my own experience. For those of you who don't know me, welcome to our Courageous Leadership with Virginia Prodan. I'm Virginia Prodan. I'm an international human rights attorney, a speaker, speaking not only in America but all over the world, a writer of the best-selling book on persecution, Saving My Assassin. It was published by Tyndale House Publisher, and you can find the book Saving My Assassin at virginiaprodanbooks.com/product/book. So many of the ideas and encouragement that I will share with you are part of the wisdom that God gave me, taking me through horrifying circumstances, to good circumstances, to something in between. And I am here to encourage you because it's nothing about me. It's all about an amazing God that we serve, a God who is ready to do amazing things in your life. So dare to dream again, dare to have hope, even in a hopeless circumstances that we live around us. Do not be overwhelmed by the circumstances. Keep your eyes on Christ, and He will do amazing things in your life. I emphasize to you, and I want to emphasize to you that hope, and in even during uncertain circumstances, it's essential to us. It's essential to our soul. It's essential to people around us, to your business, to your community. So when you start to have hope in Christ, and do what He's asking you to do, He will change not only your life, but He will change the life of many around you. Only in heaven, maybe you will figure out, you will find out how God used your desire to let Him work in your life and have hope in any circumstances to encourage many. I want first to start and tell you that many times maybe you have a situation when your hope fell, and you wonder why. I believe the first things that we have to look is to realize, where is our hope anchored in? Because there are two kinds of hope in this life. It's hope or faith in culture, or hope and faith in Christ. Hope or faith in culture is an optimistic desire. You hope that things will change, that the political situation will change. You hope that a business will go better and so forth, whatever situation. It's only an optimistic desire. Hope in God, faith in God is an optimistic assurance. It's a big difference. It's an assurance, it's a guarantee in God's promises. In Old Testament and New Testament in the Bible. And if you are Christian and you look back in your life, you will be encouraged to notice that God was faithful under many, many circumstances, and He will continue to be faithful in your circumstances. It's a great way to um, fight against doubts or fear or any other circumstances. Um, I ask you if you ever had your hope, if your hope fell. Again, many anchors. We put our hope or our faith in society or our hope in Christ, and many anchors that people relied on fell and causing our hope to fail. We all have done this. Even as a Christian, maybe by mistake you put your hope in culture, in society. We have to place our confidence in something or someone who did not hold or take that broke under pressure. In 2 Corinthians 4:8, the Bible says, we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Maybe you put your hope in politics. You think that the political system crumble, and your hope crumble. Maybe you put your hope in economics. Right now we have inflation, and maybe you hope that things will be better, and you struggle in your business. You put your hope in societal standard, or hope in law, or hope in your vacation that you cannot take it this year, or even hope in your in your health. And as you go older, you realize that you can do what you used to do when you were 20. Or you put your hope in your money, hoping that that will provide for you. And here you are, you have to pay astronomical price for gas or food or other things. You put your hope in friendship, and here you are, friends betray you, and so forth. And the list can go on. So I just wanted to emphasize for you that many times, by mistake, we put our hope, our trust in something that is temporary, as I mentioned, and cannot help us. So, as I mentioned, there are two types of hope, or faith, that we express and we establish in our life as anchor of our life. And it's the culture hope, and culture hope is changeable. As I said, it's temporary. It's a wish, a temporary wish. We hope in society's values, and societal standards change as culture changes. When I came to United States of America, America was a culture. In 1988, I came to America as a political refugee from communist Romania. Because I defended human and religious cases, I was arrested, tortured, put on the house arrest. You will find more stories that I hope will encourage you in my memoir, Saving My Assassin. Again, you can buy it at virginiaprodanbooks.com/product/book. Again, the society, American society at that time, 1988, was a culture that at least respected Christians. I remember because of the respect of Christianity, when I became American citizen, I was offered by the American government to have a private citizenship ceremony as the government recognized the work that I have done in Romania and the work that I was doing in America as a Christian. Guess what? Today in America, we as Christians are persecuted, we are isolated, we are pushed out of the marketplace. Many times in the school, college, universities, our children are taught to give up on Christ, and many times they are forced to do this. So, and many of them are very strong and courageous. I know that because I am a law attorney with Alliance Defender Freedom, and we stand up and help those people. They are strong and courageous to remain faithful to Christ in school and universities. But my point is the culture in America changed, but God's values, America's culture and values change, but God's values are unchangeable. In Psalm 119, 160 and 65 said, all your words are true. All your righteous laws are eternal. Great peace have they who love your law, and nothing can make them stumble. Do you understand the difference? You are promised by God that as long as you stay on God's values, you will, nothing can make you stumble. Well, cultural hope in legal justice has changed. At least in this administration, we hear over and over again, and we see how the legal system is transformed into an instrument to persecute their opponents. The legal system is not always just. Compared with hope in God's unchangeable justice. Look at Deuteronomy 32:4. He is the rock, his works are perfect, and all his ways are just. A faithful God that does not wrong, upright, and just is he. Only God is just. Well, we sometimes put our hope in people in the culture, people what they promise to us, and they break their promises. People we look up, and many times they cannot keep those promises. Well, that's an eternal assurance that God is unchangeable and he keeps his promises. In 2 Timothy 2:13, it says, if you are faithless, he will remain faithful, for he cannot disown himself. So even when we are unfaithful, and you and I can testify to that in our life, even when we were unfaithful, God was faithful. Well, we put sometimes our hope in societal organization and their integrity and righteous. And we had seen not only in not Christian organization, but even in some Christian churches, unrighteous behavior. Many not doing what is right in God's sight. Many have a lack of integrity, and sometimes it's devastating. But God, when you put hope in God's unchanging purpose for your life, listen to Psalm 57:2 and 10. I cry out to the Most High, the God Most High, to God who fulfilled his promise for me. For great is your love, reaches to the heaven, for faithfulness reaches to the sky. God is faithful. Sometimes we put our purpose in culture, in the purpose that we have for our lives according to what the culture offers us. Like, for example, when I was in Romania, I was an attorney, but I was an attorney under the communist government, and the government dictated everything. Where do I go to school? If I go to school, to law school, where do I have to practice? How many cases a day or a month I can take, and so forth. And of course, when I took Christian cases, they took it was strong to put me in jail and torture and beaten me and put under house arrest. Under American culture, I was able to learn English first and go to SMU Law School, and I was able to have my law office and so forth, and things were good for a while. But look now how the society changed, and many people are losing their work. They losing their work, and sometimes they lose their purpose in life. Just so many people were laid off, so many people are working only part-time and so forth. But hope in God's unchangeable abilities in your life are precious. Look at 2 Corinthians 9:8. His promise said, God is able to make all grace abundant to you, so in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abandon in every good work. Well, according to the culture, that changes. You lose your job, you lose your purpose, but in God's promises, as he keep his promises, no matter the circumstances, your life, you will have all you need. You will abandon in every good work. Well, another thing is we put our hope in our physical abilities and skills and talent, forgetting sometimes that they belong to God. God is the one who gave us those physical and talent, skills, and so forth. But sometimes we don't realize that with passing of the time, at least those physical possibilities and physical, we become physically unable. I have some friends, and they are 87 years old, and both of them are in a wheelchair. They cannot walk. They cannot feed themselves, and sometimes they cannot remember people's name or even people's faces. This is what physical situation is when you put your hope in the culture. Well, look at unchangeable things in physical abilities that God says that you will have everything that you need. In fact, the Bible said, even at the older age, I will take care of you. God did not say that the government will take care of you, that your kids will take care of you, or he will teach you how to take care of you. He takes full responsibility. He said, I will take care of you. Sometimes we take the culture and what the culture provides and put our hope and our faith in our own financial provision. Well, and we have personal failure and crisis, especially right now with the inflation and so forth. Faith and hope in God is in unchangeable financial provision. 1 Timothy 6:17 says, command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant or not to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Look at that. Well, sometimes we put our hope in the future, in what we believe that is our future, what we believe we can bring our future according to our personal plans and what the society can provide for us. But this may be unfulfilled, for at any time our life could be cut short. We have medical situation, we had COVID, we have so many, if you go to the pharmacy, so many medication you cannot find because you depend on the society. But God's promise for your future is bright. He said, so I will be with you with the resurrection of the dead. The body that is sown is perishable, but with Christ you will live forever. I hope that you understand and you agree with me that there are two kinds of hope or promises for your future and for your present. And I would like for you to take a minute and see how you can do this. And I have an assignment for you. An assignment is this. I want you first to look at everything you have done in your past, in your present, something for your future, something for your ministry, something for your mission, whatever the situation might be. So divide that in different way, in different scales. And after you make that decision for your, it's called a happiness list, mission statement, things that you learn from the past, your vision for the future, whatever that side might be. And now craft a simple and clear goal for each one of them. And after you do that, try to define your hope and your faith, where you place it, and the terms of those hopes and faith that you have, if you can, in one sentence. What will take for you to perform, to accomplish those missions by faith? Faith in what? Faith in culture or faith in Christ? Why I am saying this is because it's so easy for us sometimes, even for Christians, now noticing that at one point or another, we move our hope from Christ to hope in society. So it's in our culture. So it's always good to check ourselves and be reminded that hope in the culture is temporary, can disappoint us. Hope in Christ is never gonna disappoint us. Christ promised, and he will fulfill us in our life, and we will live a life of significance and success. Until next time, I hope you subscribe to our podcast. You become maybe a supporter of our podcast or our YouTube. Send us your questions and your comments. Tell us how to help you. We are here to help you as much as possible. Until next time, God bless you. And don't forget, there is a hope and faith in the culture and a hope and faith in God. Which one is your anchor? Which one is the one that will take you from desperation maybe or disappointment that you might have to a life of success and significance? May God bless you. Bye-bye.